Hello there, I hope you had a nice week. Today is a bit of a special build. Firstly, because this is a build for my first collab ever. Um, this collab was hosted by Lava Cake on Instagram, and it's a Real to Sims collaboration. I put the hashtag down below, so check it out on Instagram what other builders have built. The second reason why this is a special build is because, like I said last week, it has to do with one of my interests, and it's Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. Like you've probably saw on the thumbnail, I'm rebuilding Buffy Summers' house. I know I'm not the first one doing this, but I like my version of it. While I was building this house, I oriented myself on pictures, especially from the first season. And what comes in my mind is that it was really difficult to actually rebuild this house. And that's of course because they didn't film the series in this house, but on a set. And while I was looking at the rooms and the different layouts, I realized that a lot of things, a lot of rooms changes through the seasons, and it's just not possible to fit the rooms like they are in the series into the house like it is in real. So what you see here is my version of the Buffy house. Especially difficult it was to rebuild Dawn's room and the bathroom upstairs. They just don't fit into the plan, and I was also looking at the house versions of other simmers and how they handled this problem. And there were different kinds of solutions for this, like for example putting another wall in front of the window in the bathroom and so on. And I wanted not only to make it as real to the Buffy house as possible, but also to be actually realistic. So I decided to change the layout a bit so it would work like this in real life. And I have another announcement to make, and this is that I want to create a Buffy the Vampire Slayer save file for you to play in it, but also to do a let's play with it on live on Twitch maybe, and to see how the sim versions of Buffy and her friends will do on The Sims. And I'm saying this now, but it will take a long time until I'm ready with the save file. I have made myself some plans, which houses I want to or need to recreate for this, and I've planned to actually rebuild the whole new crest for this, and that's 15 lots. I'm not the quickest builder, and there are a lot of things that will make some trouble, definitely, like the high school, for example. I will not post everything on here on YouTube. I think the high school would be probably just boring to watch. Maybe I will just post the library from it or something. And maybe I will build also on live for the save file as a preparation for the Let's Play. I've already started to build a cemetery off camera, and there will be 2 cemeteries at least in Newcrest, so no need to film everything. Apropos filming everything, I cut out a lot of the rooms, so this video will not be too long. I did cut out the Dawn's room, for example, because I want to recreate Sunnydale like it was in first season, and Dawn wasn't existing back then yet, so I did cut it out. It's furnished though, and should it be successful and you enjoying it, then it will come in handy, I guess. So if you're interested in Buffy and in Sims and want to check out the Let's Play and the other builds, then I suppose it would be the best if you would check out my Instagram. There I will post the more infos about this, and yeah. The first episode I saw from Buffy was the episode Nightmares from season 1, and it left an impact on me. Back then I was a bit too young to realize what I'm really seeing, in a sense that I didn't register that it's a series and it will go on and so. But this episode was heavy. Especially the part gets me where Xander is confronted with his fear of clowns, and I was terrified back then. I don't remember watching it after that. I think I really started watching it when I was 12 or 13 years old, with season 4 I think it was back then. But since then it's one of my first favorite series, and I like to rewatch it. And I rewatched it again for building this house, of course, and that's why I realized the floor plan is changing a bit here and there. And I'm still very enjoying the series. I like how the story is told, but I have to say, binge watching makes the series a bit of a different thing than it was back then. And of course my age too. I didn't only choose Buffy's house because it's the most recognizable, but also because Buffy and her mother, Joyce, are one of my favorite characters in the series. I like how they're portrayed as strong women, but they have some flaws, and it comes really naturally and makes them more authentic and believable. I think this is something we don't get that much in TV series or shows or in movies. And you know, they're both strong in their own way, and they have to deal with their problems that are obviously very different from each other's, but are able to get back on their feet again and again. And I think they're both characters who are admirably strong and good role models. I also love how the series handles different subjects and problems young people encounter, or adults too, and how they are able to change the subject to something paranormal and fantasy related. And you know, no matter what mood you are in right now, you can still enjoy the episodes, because you can either concentrate on the real problems, or you just can enjoy the action related stuff and don't think too deep. I don't think I have a favorite episode of Buffy, but the first seasons are definitely my favorite ones. Even though many people say that season 1 is very cheesy, I have to say I like it, and it feels, the characters feel really like teenagers to me in this first season. They become more mature with the time, which is, you know, normal, like in real life. But the first season, it has a special place in my heart. Season 2 is, you know, I think it's the season with the best plot for me. I really enjoy the turn Angel takes, and I like that we get to know a bit more about the destiny of Slayers with Kendra. I also enjoy Spike and Drusilla. I think they are really crazy characters, and they're crazy, but in such a way that it's not like a joke, but it's actually really scary. And I just admire their relationship, I have to admit. And I'm remembering right now, I have a favorite episode, and it's Hush. I think it's hilarious. It's the best episode ever. Probably not ever, but you know, the musical episode is also very fun. But Hush just gets me. I don't know. It's silence, and the one scene where Giles wants to explain to the others what is happening, and he shows these little animations on the overhead projector. I don't know, it kills me. I think it's fantastic and hilarious, and the monsters looks very scary too. I will interrupt my fangirling here for a bit. I'm building Buffy's room right now, and it was kind of difficult to do so. Like, there are a lot of furniture items that fit very well, and then there are some things that are simply missing. And what really annoys me is that there's no diagonal wall option for the roof. So, you know, I think it's a important part in the room of Buffy, so it's recognizable, and this is not possible in Sims 4, which is sad because I saw Buffy's house and Buffy's room recreated in Sims 3, and there it was possible, so you know, that's a bit annoying. And uh, at some points you are able to see Dawn's room, which was killing me actually, because Dawn's room wasn't there in season 1, and you see this when you, for example, you know, the location of Dawn's room is actually the location of Joy's walk-in closet, and you know, it doesn't match up. It doesn't work completely. And this reminds me of a conference I was visiting in last October. It was about horror in space, and one of the speakers, he talked about the house from Psycho and how he tried to recreate it, not with The Sims, but with a real life model, and he encountered the same problem that, you know, from the outside you can see the house, but the scenes that were taken inside the house are taken in the set on the set, and it just doesn't match up. So you see, media scientists and Sims player have all the same problems. So after the kitchen, I'm doing Joy's bedroom. Everything else I did cut off from this video, but of course there's a bathroom. There is also a basement, which is shown in some episodes, and different to the real basement, I put there some gym equipment down there, so your version of Buffy will be able to train properly her strength without going to the gym. I also recreated the garden, the backyard, where, for example, the cat was buried and came back to life again. The backyard was quite difficult to do because there were really just 3 pictures on the internet, and I had to pay attention while I was rewatching the series. And it's quite difficult to me sometimes because I just really got caught up in the plot and what is happening, and sometimes I just forgot to think about how I will recreate this thing in Sims 4. So, you know, there's some artistic freedom in this build, you know, like in every real to sim build, I guess. I have the feeling that I could talk about Buffy forever, and it's quite difficult for me to find the topic I want to talk about in this video. Um, I think it would be really nice to have some Sims and Buffy fans coming to my live stream while I'm building Buffy builds, and to talk about this a bit more in detail. I suppose this video will not be watched much because there are not many Buffy fans out there anymore, like it was, you know, some time before. But you have to do what you enjoy the most, and that's what I'm doing here. But I also don't want to force myself into a schedule and force myself to build things. So, you know, I will take my time making the save file, and I will announce it when I will be building on this on Twitch. And you know, it is difficult to build this stuff because a lot of locations there are just a few pictures of them, and like for example Xander's house, you only see it from the outside and you see the basement, but you never see how it looks from the back, how it looks from the inside. And you know, I think it will be a lot of trial and error, and this can get a bit frustrating when you're searching and searching and you can't find what you're searching for. And you know, I will be happy if I will be when I finished it in a year. I'm also doing other streams right now. I'm telling my own story of two sisters on stream, and I want to do a little YouTube series, which I will probably don't post completely regularly, but when I have time to edit and so on. So you know, I don't want to kill the fun doing this. I don't want to stop enjoying Buffy and making Buffy content. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm always very impressed when someone says I'm building a save file now with this topic, and every weekend or every time I have time I will continue doing this. But this is just simply not me. I don't have to kid myself, and I don't want to pretend to be like this and force myself to do this. So I will do it when it hits me and when I am enjoying it the most. And you know, there's a lot of different stuff I want to build, and sometimes I'm in the mood for something spooky, sometimes I'm in the mood for something cute, and that's what I like to do. To build what inspires me at this moment, at this very moment. So we are coming to the end of the video. In a few moments you can see all the pictures of all the rooms that I created, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram so you can get the newest infos about my Buffy save file and everything. And we will see us next week. So have a nice weekend. Bye bye.